Guys, welcome back. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to go from platinum to diamond just by changing a few things within your gameplay. This was a viewer submission submitted to me a few days ago. He goes 12 and 12 and they do go on to lose. And at the time of this, it was plat 3, but he has gone on to plat 1. So we are going to actually breaking down this match where he drops more kills, gets less assists, dies a little bit more. And the reason for that is because honestly, the jump from plat 3 to plat 1 is pretty drastic. So this will be a better example on how to get to diamond because you are that much closer to diamond. And in these lobbies, you will be playing against lower tier diamonds as well. Now, the one thing about this map that I absolutely love, and in plat, you'll get away with it too, is just creating a choke point within their spawn, right? And we got the blue orb of death. Launch that thing in there, force them back. Now, one thing I want to see from him this entire game is utilizing the crap out of this. Right, we spectated Invisible Woman the other day. It wasn't using this as much as I wanted them to because we are plat 1. I fully expect them to be using it all the time, especially on choke points like this. All right, now that was just good observation. We hear something going on above us. We're following Iron Man's beam trying to find the enemy. Now, we weren't really vital in that fight, but still just good observation nonetheless. As far as the enemy squad right there, I don't know what the hell Groot was doing, bro. Groot literally pushed up with nobody but Strange, and even then Strange wasn't that far back. He had no DPS, he had no healers. There was no reason for him to get out there. At plat 1, plat 2, plat 3, I expect better from you guys, bro. I don't know what rank that Groot is, but that was questionable. And even though this is a video hyper-focused on the Invisible Woman, we will be breaking down every character because at the end of the day, this is just more on how to get your ass out of plat and 2 diamond. All right, unfortunate. That was a good wall from Groot right there, blocking the heals. And that's really how you need to be using Groot, right? Block people's heals. One of the many things you need to be doing. I've played with groups on my team that literally don't use the walls except to block themselves from heals. All right, great job from the Strange just getting up there. So Hela's ulting and obviously Strange is blocking it. Great move. There's not much we can do to this. Can't suck them all. I mean, we can't suck them in. We can't push them away. Let's just forget about him. We can't do enough damage to kill him. Someone started shooting us from the right-hand side. That's who I want to focus on. What's going on over there? If you want to launch your heals up to Hela, by all means, get that done. But even though we survive, it's just not a good habit to have. Whoever you're shooting at, if they're not your direct threat, if someone is actively shooting at you from another angle, focus them. It's just unfortunate that he jumped to the right-hand side and we lost the protection. And then, honestly, too, our Cloak and Dagger utilizing that ult at the very last second. She would have used it a little bit earlier. We probably would have survived. No probably about it. So as far as our positioning, I'm not really mad at it, to be fair. Oh, whoa, hey, wake up. As far as our positioning, I'm not mad at it, right? We played back. It's not like we were face checking. It was just unfortunate that literally the team just pushed us. Everyone left us, and it is what it is. So right here, I would like for him to use LB. Why? Why would I want him to use LB? Well, look, if you aim the LB right behind the enemies and you launch it, it will suck them in. Now, if you're thinking, well, what if it hits the wall back there and it doesn't actually reach the enemies? If you hit LB and it throws it, you can hit LB again to freeze it wherever you want it. That way, if these guys are chasing, you've already got the shield on them. You can throw your heals on them for sure, but a quick boom, boom would take a half a second. He's got the shield up blocking it, so he shouldn't be able to die while you're throwing it. Once you throw it and you launch it, it stops enemies from the chase. Then you can start getting the heals off and balance healing back and forth. Because healing him and trying to out heal all that damage is going to be extremely hard. Now, he might know that, but I just want to throw that tip in for you guys out there. Now, look, now we're holding a checkpoint, right? We're waiting for our squad. Our team needs to slow the hell down. We've got no DPS with us at all. It's just 2 support players. What are we going to do? Again, we cannot out heal. 2 supports cannot out heal a 6-man thing of damage on a tank. So if you're a tank in this situation, and you're fighting, and you're like, where are my heals? No one's healing me. It's not your healers, bro. It's you. This is what you call staggering. This is the pure example of stagger. What you don't want to do is go full in when you're down a DPS in a tank, because you're not going to be able to 4v6 an enemy squad, especially when they have the point held and we don't have an angle on what you're diving into, aka Thor. Now, Hela dying is just coincidence, but they both should not have been that far up. They're going to get this point. There's nothing we can do. We need to try our best now to hold back and play this angle and stop the second push, because all we're doing is staggering, opening up a window for them to close the gap even more because they're able to get more pushes off. Now, luckily, we were able to get our ult off. I don't think we're going to be able to win this 1v1 against Psylocke. But again, we are down hella. This shit should be coming back now. Namor's somewhere. Oh, there he is. So Namor just got back. All right, good block on the ult from our Doctor Strange. Now look how much gap has been closed from the time our team died, right before Thor dove in, to the time we were able to all get back together. But plot twist, Thor's up here by himself again. So like there's no one's ready for this fight. Hela is literally basically leaving her spawn. So he's diving in by himself. And we can say, well, Groot walled him, bro. He's gonna dive out. When you're playing against a Groot for the last 72 minutes, bro, you gotta realize if you dive in, there's a good chance you're gonna get blocked by a wall. So if you're gonna be diving in, you need to comment, you need to ping it, you need to do something, let your teammates know, you need to communicate. So now we've gotta once again regain, and she looks like she's about to die. So we've now not really been a six-man. Remember, Thor died before Hela even got to us. So this team, the enemy team, has basically been 6v4ing, 6v5ing us the entire time since the first choke point. We've got to lock it in. You got to get your tanks on board together. They push together, they hold together, they do everything together. All right, unfortunate, but good escape nonetheless. And we're just trying our best, but there's not much we can do to this. And again, dude, it's just, ults are always going to be a pain in the ass to deal with, for sure. And having counter ults is always going to be the best bet. Now, one thing that does concern me about this is if the enemies are just randomly firing or shooting at your squad and you get hit and you're this far back in their line, you're in a bad spot. Oh, yeah, because that shit will happen right there. Guys, look, if you're looking for a controller that can allow you to hit all these multiple buttons and be able to multitask without you taking your fingers off the sticks, I highly recommend aim controllers. I'll leave a link in the description and the pinned comment. If you want to check it out, use code SAVAGE at checkout for a massive discount. Remember, code SAVAGE save you a shit ton of money. That was a great pick, to be fair. That was a great pick. Because if Storm would have just dove on the whole tank, and you might be like, that's probably the better option. If she would have done that, again, the counter ult. And we already saw Cloak and Dagger insta ult, so that's what she was preparing for. But she saw us separated and went with her move. All right, great ult on the comeback right here. We might be able to hold this choke point. This is a good choke point. We just need to lock it in. Or finally, as a six-man, the Invisible Woman, the thing with her, and I love playing the Invisible Woman. She's a great support character, but her range is ass. So you need to get very familiarized with her range, either playing pubs or the training range. And this is nothing against Stan at all, just speaking in generality. And your team also needs to understand too, that if you have an Invisible Woman healer, don't separate away from your healers. I mean, this is basic common knowledge with any healer. If you're needing heals, do not separate yourself from your healers. Get closer to them if you can. Unfortunately, Namor is going down and he just backs up to safety, which makes sense. Just unfortunate because that safety happens to be towards the enemy squad. And he's also got somebody on him, so he's going to die. Your best bet is to back up. As far as Stan, he tried everything in his power. He tried getting the range off. He couldn't do it. He tried getting the shield in front of him. He couldn't do it. And Namor died because of it. Now, if he would have backed up that doorway and like the enemies were at range and he was safe just from the angle, fine. But with him right up your butt like that, there's no reason. But again, just going to critique Sandman. I've been really critiquing the whole game. I haven't seen many mistakes for Sandman, just besides that one right there. He's using his orb relatively decent. I would like to see him suck in a lot more enemies, especially if he get the pick. Remember, you can push enemies away, but you can also suck enemies in as well. The Invisible Woman is really good at sucking, so make sure that you're sucking away. Also DPS, if you see these walls, shoot them. For the love of everything that's holy, just shoot them. I don't care if he plants more, shoot them. So far doing a great job. And again, once we got together, once it became a six-man fight for the first time since the beginning, what happened? We've been successfully able to hold and push the enemies back. Now, we need to make sure we don't split off. You see Hela getting a little frisky with it. You see Namor getting a little frisky with it, or you saw it earlier. Play as a squad, play together. Even if you have to give up the space because of the ult, that's fine. Get out of the ult, play the space, play the angle, survive. Great wall from Groot on both sides. Good ult from us too, countering that, just stay in it. So many times you see Invisible Woman ult and the team just steps right out, just out of habit. Good wall from Groot, unfortunately not enough. They were able to kill Strange. Now look, Strange, as far as Strange is concerned, let's just get over here real quick. This just comes to communication. Groot just ulted. Your whole team's back here. You've got two enemies between you and your squad. Why are we shielding against these two? That's what I don't get. Look, just back up. I'm not saying you have to turn around and run and get shot in the back by them, but with your shield up, just back up, bro. Protect yourself and your team and work your way back to your squad. Okay. I don't know about this one. I'll be honest. I don't think the trade was worth it. Getting a Storm out for our tank, I just don't think was worth it at all. I understand where his mindset was at. I do. I don't agree with it. That wasn't a bad play, but I think it just lacked him having map awareness. I don't think he realized that he had two enemies behind him, that we were dealing with Groot. I think he thought we were going to follow up, and he obviously thought wrong. Remember, Storm can move. We got to keep moving against it. Nice. Love the push with the ore. Beautiful. While exchanging damage. Good. That was a great play, Stan. Again, playing back, getting the heals off. We don't need to worry about damage. We're able to lock it in. I love that. Decent beginning. Rough 70% of the game. But at the end, when they finally got together, they locked it in. I also want to point out that we ended up having our Thor switch to Groot, which was definitely the better play. You're going to have people that pick a character and they will not switch. They don't care if they're 0-48. Problem is, you need to be able to adapt. And the problem to that is that most people playing ranked, even at platinum levels, only know one character. So make sure before you dive into ranked, you guys are mastering multiple characters. I recommend mastering 2 characters from your main role and 1 character from each of the other roles. That way, if you're playing Thor and Thor just ain't working because they got a Groot, you can adapt and go Groot as well, or whoever you need to counter the enemy team comp. All right, and as always, the first round, we usually go super in depth, and then I'll kind of speed up the tempo so this video isn't an hour long, although I definitely will be making some long videos for in-depth tips and tricks, but we're gonna be speeding it up. And right now, coming out of the gate, Groot obviously just putting walls down. Good job getting the damage off to get those walls out of there. I want to say that because even in platinum and diamond lobbies, dude, people aren't shooting the damn walls. Hela is playing way too up in the face. Remember, if you're playing a squishy character, do not be on the front line. That is just crazy. Now look, Stan's doing a great job adjusting between heals and damage. And he's doing a great job laying down his orb. But he's honestly playing at a diamond level without a doubt. Now that's unfortunate. I'm not mad that he would peek that because he wanted to throw the orb out there and get it down range. It just happened to be unfortunate that Hawkeyes were sitting there waiting for your ass to peek. I'm not mad when support players peek corners. You always want to peek for sure. But what I get mad at is when people sit there and they stand in the open, like dancing in the middle of the street. That's what you don't want to do. All right, so this is what Venom is so good for, is distracting, right? He dives behind the line, peeling back 2 or 3 players from the enemy team. And then when he does that, the other 2 or 3 teammates end up getting picked off because we're distracted by Venom. All right, so our dude switched back to Thor. He's excited. It's his moment to shine. I'm not mad that he pushes through. But he's going back there to pick off Luna, and I'm 100% for that. Because of the way the terrain's laid out, he could dive in and out of different spots. There's a lot of cover and concealment, so he can get in and literally just dip out. Not mad at it at all. Unfortunately, Venom does have us held back, so we can't get up there and help with the healing. And with Cloak and Dagger down, we really need to. Or our tanks need to get back to us. And to be fair, I definitely want them to get back to us. So Thor's going in half health. And the problem with this is we have been a victim of Hawkeye multiple times. And there it is again, bro. Yeah, so what Thor's forcing us to do is, again, peek more than we'd like to get heals off on him because he's going all willy-nilly. I'm not mad at it. We should be a little bit more mobile as a healer. We need to be jumping around a lot more, moving a lot more instead of just kind of peeking and looking. Keep your body moving, or maybe even change angles, kind of like we're doing now. So it's not solely his fault, but definitely, he definitely didn't help the situation. No way. One thing I've noticed from you, Stan, that I definitely want to see more from you is jumping. You don't jump much. You jiggle your movement stick, which inherently keeps you basically in the same position, making you a very easy victim of Hawkeye. Like, you can see you jiggling your stick back and forth, but again, you're moving like an inch on each side and not much. You want to be jumping wide. Make it hard for the enemies like Black Widow or Hawkeye to actually be able to get easy headshots on you. When you're barely moving side to side like that, you're so vulnerable from insta kills like that. So vulnerable. You know, I mean, look at Cloak. Cloak is jumping around. She's doing what she needs to do. And again, you are a controller player. I don't play this game on controller. I'm sure it's not the easiest thing in the world, but again, get a controller with paddles and just make one of the paddles your jump button easily. All right, good job getting the shield up there, getting a little bit of heals off on Psylocke since we couldn't get that angle. The enemies have done a great job holding us. This is unfortunate. All right, unfortunately, getting to Doctor Strange is not going to happen. He's going to have to play his life, maybe get back to us. I like the fact that we shot that. Great counter ult as well. Remember, as supports, it's not our job to shoot those things, but you definitely need to because DPS most of the time will not be paying attention. Remember, you can utilize your shields even in fights like this too. Great job. Good orb and follow up. That's exactly what you need to do. That's unfortunate. So all does seem bleak right now. We've only got a few seconds left, but not all hope's lost. Don't ever just give up. We might be able to pull this off. We're coming on it right now. Good focus on Cloak. Great pull. There's that pull. There we go. All right, Strange needs heals. He saw that. He backed up a little bit to get Strange in front of him. Good walls, giving us the space. I honestly think the enemies threw this right here. They had us fucking held, and I don't know what happened from their point of view, but wow, what a comeback, what a save.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
That's just unfortunate, bro. I mean, look, when it comes to ults like that, you're gonna die. Especially with the Invisible Woman, because again, her range isn't that good for heals or attacks. You're gonna die. Good walls from Groot, just setting the pacing for a squad, allowing the separation and the spacing between us and the enemies so that we can push up. Good ult from Cloak and Dagger right there. But we're not able to play in that. So that was a great ult because it slowed down our pacing. It made us fall back. It allowed the enemy team to get the pick on Doctor Strange, which you're probably going to see relatively soon. He's, of course, going to ult us and go for the squishies. Great double kill from him. Now, was it worth him dying for? Absolutely. He got 2 picks from it. He killed a DPS and a support player. 100% worth his death. A tank dying for 1 DPS, 1 support, it depends on the situation. Normally, I'd say no. But if you can get a double, absolutely, bro.
Only 60 seconds left.
And again, Cloak just saving her ult for that. The enemy Cloak just saving her ult for that was so detrimental. All right, Psylocke above us. I said Psylocke above us. I am surprised Psylocke attacked Groot, not us. I really am. If she's got her cooldowns, she could instantly wipe us and dive right out. All right, good ult, good counter ult. Groot goes down. Oh, this is not looking good. Strange goes down. And this is going to be it. It's a long journey back. We're definitely not winning this checkpoint. All right, we're going to make a play for the point. Strange looks like he's trying to portal here. And there it is. All right, good Namor ult. Luckily, we were able to get out of that. We've got both our tanks back. And we might be somehow good on this. That's crazy. Use that orb. Help your DPS get that damage off if you have to. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now look, I would have done it sooner. And the reason why is because it's created a separation from us and our team. So our tank's taking stupid amount of damage right now, and we're not there to help them. But if you were to use that orb right around here when Hell is taking that 1v1, you know, I mean, you might not know the map by now, but you know that there's a little corner right here. Of course, he can come through the wall, but if you use that, it helps Hell out drastically. I love the shield. It's a great play there. But if you throw the orb right there, or even around the corner with her and throw the orb off, or suck them in and then throw the orb off, either one of those combos is just a wombo combo and y'all would take them out. And in that split second, we wouldn't have to go this way. We could already be focused up on our tanks to the left-hand side, getting the heals off needed, because look at his health now, and then look at it, what it was by the time we finally got the kill. It's a lot of damage to catch up on. We might be able to do it, but still, just small things like that are stupid crucial. Okay, now it looks stupid. He was gonna die no matter what with that ult. But regardless, in any situation where Psylocke doesn't, I keep saying Psylocke doesn't ult, that's what you need to do. Try to win and help your DPS as fast as possible. But again, your sole focus needs to go back to supporting your tanks. But again, your focus needs to be healing. And that is going to be it right there. So, I mean, overall, Stan, you played great. I mean, diamond level player, no doubt, maybe even a little bit higher. The main thing I want to see you improve on your gameplay is your movement. I want to see you jumping around. It'll make the enemy's job of getting that headshot on you so much more difficult if you're jumping around and stepping side to side and you're creating different verticalities for that headshot. If you're sitting at the same altitude, so you're basically never jumping and your head's always moving side to side, it makes you an easier target. Enemies having to follow you left and right, it's way easier to get the headshot. But if he's having to follow you left and then right and then up and then down, there's a lot of micro corrections that go into that, making it a lot harder for most players to hit those shots. So I think your survivability can be increased like 50% just by doing that. And again, the more you survive, the longer you're alive, the better chance you have to give the support to your team that you need. Overall though, great player. Stan, thank you for sending me your gameplay, brother. Really appreciate you letting me break it down and analyze it here on the channel. Anybody else out there wants me to break down your gameplay, I'm looking for some bronze gameplay to break down right now. So if you're bronze, and honestly any rank, silver, gold, diamond, whatever, give me a replay code in the comment section below. Let me know what your rank is, and I will break down your gameplay here on the channel. But y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.